Yo, hey guys, Nick Starship back again. Just a quick little gaming information update. I was browsing IGN. I know they're not like necessarily the best source of news nowadays uh, regarding ratings for games, but this is different. This is just numbers. So Microsoft was saying that this holidays that some games are going to be $80, especially like the new releases. Um, And in addition to that, they're increasing the price of their Xbox uh, items. I don't really know the exact reason to this, but what I can assume is that it has to do with tariffs or importing or wherever they're making their Xboxes and such things, inflation. These are all something that's speculative. You can guess exactly why they're doing this from a company standpoint, just to keep up to date with costs. Um, but as a gamer and as a consumer, how does this affect the entire industry? Even right here on this like little side information thing, like you're seeing the IGM is saying that they're going to be 80. This is a confirmation that they're going to be 80. What games exactly? Don't know, but we'll see. Um, right here, the Xbox Series S. This is a 512 gigabyte storage. That is $380 is what it's going to be going to, up from 300. That's like a $80 increase. So that's a pretty big deal. Of course, you could get like extra storages or external storages. Who knows exactly? Um, but if you're a console gamer, this means during the holiday season, you're going to be spending more money. And they probably know that. Granted, right now it's May, but going forward, if you're like trying to buy, like, let's say you have like a kid, or if you're trying to reward yourself for like a hard year's worth of work and you want yourself a console, like for Xbox, then prices are going up. And then if Xbox's prices are going up, Sony's PlayStation's probably going to be going up. And why are they going up when they could come out with a new console type? But I don't really see that happening. I think it's just upgrading the tech. Nintendo, in addition to that, they've started doing $70 games. I think or 80. You saw Call of Duty. I think was $70, and I think they had like they were charging deluxe editions and stuff like that. Like, it's very interesting. So like recently, Oblivion 4 remaster, Elder Scrolls 4 came out. I'm playing a little bit of that, putting that on the channel. That is owned and published by Bethesda, I believe. Maybe not published, but they work on it, right? But then they did the outsource for the remaster for Virtuos, right? And then sold it as a new game. Well, previously on sales, if we're talking like Game of the Year edition of Oblivion, it was like what, like $11 to $20, right? But this new one that came out $60. I spent $60 on the deluxe edition, um, and that was just mostly just a remaster with like some game tweaks to it. But great success, right? I can tell you what though, if it was $100 for a deluxe edition, I probably wouldn't be paying $100. Well, I might be still paying $100 for it. Just like let me know in the comments what you think. Are you spending $80 on a video game? How many video games would you end up buying a year? If anything, I think it'd probably hurt the the statistics on who's playing what. We're talking more free to play games coming out that you could very much go to, or a cheaper initial price point, especially on like MMORPG games that potentially have subscriptions. It might be more appealing to some people to spend $20 to $40 on a game and then maybe pay a subscription once or twice a year, unless you're like an avid gamer, like or a streamer or something that is playing a game for many years. But it's a really interesting discussion for this. Like if you had a console, right, like Xbox 360 or traditional Xbox, right? Like let's say I think it was almost 20 years ago, right? Like you got Halo or Halo 2 or Star Wars Battlefront, right? OG games, right? Can you imagine spending $80 on those kind of games when they came out? That to me is kind of insane. Personally, I've seen a lot of the quality kind of go down in AAA. In fact, it kind of feels like we're degrading a little bit in the quality of products. Um, of course, that could be due to a whole lot of reasons, like stifling innovation. Um, a lot of the OGs that made games prior, they're not a part of the same groups. They've got more corporate regulation and stuff like that. A good example is what was that game? Assassin's Creed, right? That new Assassin's Creed game that came out. I didn't play it. There was no marketing that made me want to play it. If anything, um, all the YouTube videos and all the commentaries and the gameplay footage made me not want to play it. All the controversy. A game like that wouldn't survive at $80 long term. Okay, if we're talking about a game that you're trying to attract new audiences to and market towards, I don't know. It's going to be hard to justify an $80 price point, I think, and you'll see that reflected in the consumers, and they're gonna be crying like Dragon Age or whatever, or Concord. you know, um, you can't just do this without having market data. So Nintendo did it, but Nintendo is Nintendo. They got a really loyal um, consumer base, fan base that has been playing their games for many years. But Microsoft, I don't really feel, in my opinion, has an IP like Nintendo. Right? When you think Nintendo, what do you think about? Think about Mario. Think about Legend of Zelda, Link. You think about Pokemon, right? The entire Mario Party series with all the characters. Donkey Kong. You think about Smash Brothers, right? You take all of those IPs, right, that have been super successful over decades, nearly almost a century now, but it's mostly decades. And yeah, you could justify $80 price point because those arguably, I would say, high quality products almost every single time, enjoyable content. But you get releases like if Concord had an $80 game on launch, you probably wouldn't have even seen what the players had before it shut down within what was it, 2 weeks, a month. If Assassin's Creed Shadows was $80, I think it actually might have been. I don't really remember how much Assassin's Creed was. I thought it was like pre-order 70 or something. Um, if Assassin's Creed Shadows was $80, how many people are you turning away and how many are you attracting, right? I'm a firm believer in you want to bring in as many people as possible initially, right? At a fair point where you're trying to break even or go even past the point of what it costs to make the game, and then use those same consumers, not using as like in a manipulative way, but as like more of like a informational gathering way to justify, all right, we're giving them a good experience, and this is how we're going to make more money using the game or the game IP in the future, whether that be through microtransactions, cosmetics, skins, DLC content, right? There's different marketing strategies for every single game, right? Subscriptions as well is a marketing tool, right? Or you could do what Baldur's Gate 3 did, right? Where you're a goated freaking dev studio, right? You sell a game and you push out updates, and you're like, yeah, it's free. Here you go. Oh, we're game of the year for a reason. You know what I mean? Baldur's Gate 3 is making a whole bunch of developers scratch their heads and be like, what the heck's going on? Well, when you appreciate your customer and you're not bending your fucking back to uh, companies and investors, and you actually think about the consumer base, you get a really good game. Baldur's Gate 3, amazing game. I have yet to do a complete playthrough on it, right? But I know it's a really good game, and they give a shit. So I don't know. If Baldur's Gate 3 was $80, I can imagine a lot of people would still buy it. Tell you what, they're probably not going to raise the price. If anything, they're probably going to put it on sale, and and even add more content to it. Who knows? Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about these new prices. I'm not a console gamer. Doesn't affect me. I'm probably going to buy PC headsets this year for Christmas as like a reward, and I'm not even gonna pay close to $65 on mine. I'll probably spend like 30 or 40. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.